Well, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another new moon video. I am beyond pumped to dive into this 1 degree Pisces new moon. So, for those of you who are brand new, welcome. For those of you who are coming back, I am so grateful that you keep coming and your subscribes, likes, comments, all that fun stuff is just helping to amplify the reach of these videos. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's dive in. So I'm Tara Kinden, the celestial manifestor, and today I want to take you through the new moon in Pisces. This is really going to activate some really beautiful, creative, flowing energy that I feel like we've been lacking for a very long time. So it is going to awaken things in you that you might have forgot about, you didn't know about, or you're being introduced to a new level of who you're becoming. And we've been going through all of these big changes that have been, it's since 2020, so we're like almost 3 years into the mix of this, and it's not going to let up anytime soon. It's actually it's like a beautiful grape. It's squeezing us into a fine wine. That's what's happening right now. So if you're feeling that pressure, don't worry, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and every one of these activations is leading us towards the next big thing. So what I want to start with today is going to be the human design, because I feel like that was really effective. Take you through that first, and then save the astrology for later so we can kind of bring it all together. And again, for those of you who are brand new, who don't know how I read or how I work, I love to share my thought process on utilizing human design, utilizing the astrology to really help you understand your beautiful energetic signature, how it wants to emerge, and how you can embody the beauty that makes you you. So the astrology I look at as the foundation. If you're building a house, it's the foundation, it's the bones, it's the structure, it's immovable, it's magical, but it needs a little zhuzhing sometimes. And that's where the human design layer comes in. It adds the zhuzh, it adds a little bit of fun movement. It's how you place your furniture, how you get a little bit more creative. And then sometimes I bring in, the Venus star point or Venus herself in a very specific way. And she's the crowning glory. She's that irreplaceable artwork that, when it's gone, it's gone. So it's learning how to really utilize the power of who you are. So without further ado, let's dive into the human design first. I have a wild amount of notes here because there are so many things I really want to cover with you. So this is the gorgeous chart. Again, it's at 1 degree. And I will say this, that this 1 degree, this is the 4th new moon in a row at 1 degree. And we have one more coming, and this is going to be a new moon in Aries. So remember, Pisces is sort of, some people will call it the dustbin of the zodiac, where we kind of throw everything in there and we deal with it when we need to. Well, now's the time to deal with it. And now's the time to look at the things we haven't been looking at, because we need to bring something to completion, to an end, for us to move forward, if that makes sense. So yes, this is a new moon, but it also has a lot of closing energy, releasing energy, letting go energy. So that I wanted to bring to your attention, because this is the 4th one, and then we're going to have one more. 5 in total. Interesting. So let's go here. Look at the head. Is the head and the ajna wide open. We are plugged in. We're receiving so much information, and some of you may feel very overwhelmed in the mind. And that's okay. But if you know that this is happening to you, you can help yourself get into your body. Getting into your body through physical movement, through dance, through even singing, like drawing things in, types of foods, more rooted, more vegetables that are, roots based veggies, potatoes, squash, anything that really grows in the ground and can bring you that sense of grounding down. Okay. We have an open G and an open spleen. What does this mean? This just means that, for those who live with an open G, we never know who we are. We never, when we go into situations or experiences or locations where we're like, oh, it does not feel good here, you kind of need to get out. And this is that energy we're feeling. If it doesn't feel good, something isn't right. And you're all going to be experiencing this. We all have this tuned in, tapped in sensitivities to the collective fear that's going on right now. You can't escape it. We're in it. And how do we move through it? Well, we see it for what it really is, which you will be doing. You will have this energy. So let's sort of rock down here. I'll explain to you what each of these are for those of you who are new. And then for those of you who have been here before, it's like, listen and hear if there's something else that you need to understand about what these, planets symbolize. So this is the sun. The sun is how we're shining, where we're growing into in this lifetime. This is the earth, what we need to feel grounded. Okay. North node is literally what we're moving towards. South node is what we're moving away from. So this is that wisdom we came in with that we're now moving away from to move towards our destiny, where we're headed, which is the north node. The beautiful moon is about our emotional set point. How do we feel in our lives? People who really know us and love us, they know our moon, And let's look to Mercury. Mercury is about how we communicate, how we want to be heard, how we speak to people, how we connect with people. This is our Mercury. Venus, this is our beautiful goddess of love, abundance, magnetism, money, magic. Like, she's so much more than just the goddess of love. Yes, she's the goddess of love and 1,000 other things. She is what helps you attract so much magic into your life if you honor her. And that's why you're here. You're learning. Mars is about how we take action, how we want to move things forward, how we get things done. Jupiter, planet of expansion. He's the giant benefic, blessing us with all of these wonderful things, expanding us in ways we could have never imagined. And Saturn, this is the boss. How we structure ourselves, how we need structure, what we need to be growing into the authority of ourselves in our lives. And Uranus, I like to think of him as the rogue entrepreneur who kind of sometimes shake things up that we're like, what just happened? But it's meant to shake us out of routine, to shake us out of stagnation, and to bring us into a bigger part of really why we're here. Neptune is our higher consciousness, connecting us to the higher mind. Pluto, the god of the underworld, takes us through these wicked and wild transformations to help us become this better version of ourselves. So let's look at the sun, because the sun is in the gate 55. This is the gate of faith, okay? And this is about holding an emotional frequency. So we look here, emotional solar plexus, that's where it is. You actually will notice in this new moon chart that there is a lot of energy on the emotional center, emotional solar plexus, sorry. And there is an interesting energy here for holding the emotional frequency and a vision of what we want to create. And remember, this is the creative energy. Pisces is all about of creation and flow and fun and trusting. We need to have this ability to trust in sufficiency, right? Trust so deeply that we're able to create whatever it is we're wanting to create without limitation, without limits. Like, what would it look like to create it with no limitation whatsoever, right? Trusting in your source, trusting that you are connected to source when you don't feel like you are. Then we have the earth. Okay, well, what do we need to feel grounded in to shine in this faith? And again, this is about trusting in sufficiency. It's about knowing when you create abundance, there's a great fulfillment in being able to share that. It's about partnerships. There's a lot of energy here for partnerships, emotional frequency, and trust. Like, these are the big ones that kind of overarchingly came forward. So when we are sharing and crafting in relationships that support us, in partnerships that support us, it helps us to sustain a solid foundation in our lives, which we may feel like right now the foundation is a little bit shaky because of everything that's continuing to, break free and evolve, which is uncomfortable. So to feel more stable, look for relationships and partnerships that help you feel a sense of stability and sustainability, not dependency, but like a beautiful partnership that it's like when you are solid here, it just helps you grow. It helps you evolve. It helps you expand in ways you could have never imagined. You're moving and growing together, right? You're trusting in source, but you're also trusting that you can lean into a relationship and not feel like you always have to do it all alone. For those of you, my lone wolves, it's a time to really find people to work with. Now, the North Node is in the gate of accountability, which is our ability to support, nurture, and lift other people up. Now, you can lead the horse to water, right? But you can't make it drink. The other piece is too, you never want to give more than you have or over nurture people so that they can't do it on their own. Teach them how to fish. Don't just continually give them the fish, if that makes sense. And know that, the beautiful piece of helping other people is that it also increases your own sense of well-being. You feed the people with the healthy food and the nourishment, but you're also feeding yourself at the same time. And with this energy, it's about also holding other people accountable, so that they can learn how to be in self-love, self-care, and self-acceptance of themselves. You want to empower other people without overdoing it. Now, gate 28, which is down here, running off the spleen center, is about adventure and challenge. We go through these adventures and challenges in our lives so that we have a better understanding and a better awareness of what we would not like to do again. You can never make the same mistake twice. And sometimes with this gate, we have this fear of making mistakes. Ooh, been there before, done that. But you're a totally different person than you were last time. This is never going to be the same experience, the same people, the same players, the same event, blah, blah, blah. It will always be slightly different. So you can never really make the same mistake twice, if that makes sense. And really learning how to share your personal experience, your struggles, your triumphs, to persevere and know that the adventures in your life help you to deepen and they help you to transform your life into more of a meaningful journey. You understand that your struggles really help you to deepen the collective ideas about what is truly valuable, what is truly worthy of you. And that's that. Adventure challenge. Use it in your way. So moon is also in this gate of faith. Okay, we talked about faith. So same, they're conjunct. That's what makes a new moon. They're conjunct together. They're also conjunct Saturn. So we will talk about this now. Saturn it's an out of sign conjunction because the moon and the sun are conjunct in Pisces, and Saturn is just off a couple of degrees in Aquarius, but headed into Pisces. So there is a little bit of support from like this new vision and the support of Saturn helping us to structure it, if that makes sense. And we'll go into Saturn in just a couple of planets down. So let's talk about Mercury. Mercury's in the gate 19, and the gate 19 runs off the root. This is our ability to tune in to our environment, to tap in, to feel the frequencies of what is not being said. It's like you automatically will just sense in, feel in, and you'll know. And it's really serving the emotional needs of others in your community, and knowing how to bring that emotional energy back into alignment with sufficiency and sustainability to really be in an emotionally vulnerable place so that you can be present to increase heart-to-heart connection. So feeling into, ooh, I can sense this person needs a little bit of this right now. How can I be in a deeper, attuned environment to be there with them, but not going into the depths of the depths. And we're going to talk about that because this is an energy you want to be conscious of in this new moon. All right, moving on. Let's talk about beautiful Venus. She is in the gate of spirit. So connecting to source with consistency and diligence, like really being committed to your connection to spirit, your connection to source, okay? Being like fulfilling your role in the cosmic plan by understanding the more you tune in and tap into spirit, the deeper you're connected, right? It's that simple. So making a regular practice through meditation, through whatever helps you feel spiritually aligned and connected. Okay. Now let's look to Mars. He's in the gate 35, and the gate 35 is experience. Okay. It's experience. And to really know what experiences are worthy and worthwhile to partake in for the sake of changing the story of what's possible in the world. Okay. And really being aware that you have all of these experiences, life experiences you've been through, and you've gained such insight and such knowledge that you now are able to share. Okay. But you may stay stagnant. You, in the unbalanced expression of this energy, it is really about getting bored with life. Like if you get bored with life and you just kind of sink into that rut of letting that boredom cause you to settle, you know, for a life that really never challenges you or the status quo, it's just plodding along in life. If that's how you feel, it's maybe time to shake it up, because we're moving into a more creative time and there's this ebb and flow. And if you've been flowing, you've been changing, and there's been a lot of things shaken up in your world. And that's part of what we're in right now. It's shaking us out of our shells so we can be open to things we never thought possible. Now let's move into Jupiter, because Jupiter wants to expand all those gorgeous, gorgeous things we just talked about. Jupiter is in the gate 21. Gate 21 is about self-regulation, okay? So it's the ability to learn how to regulate your inner and outer environment so that you stay in your self-centered, you know, peaceful. You take care of your inner world so that no matter what goes on the external, you're good. And not a lot of people have this foundation right now, right? So it's connecting to an emotional frequency, you know, that reflects your true value and the ability for you to be self-generous and to set boundaries that maintain your value and support you in being sustainable in the world around you, right? To take the actions necessary to really honor your unique role, your unique contribution to this big picture, because there's a lot going on right now. And you know this, you feel it. If you're tuned in, if you're here, I know you know. All right, let's talk about Saturn. Because remember, Saturn is conjunct this new moon. He is in the gate 30. Gate 30 is down here. This is the gate of passion, okay? This is about passion, the ability to sustain a dream, an intention, and a vision until you bring it into form. That requires discipline. That requires commitment. That's all Saturnian things, friends. So inspiring others with the power of your dream, and to inspire and instill passion in other people by you getting excited and dedicating yourself to whatever is lighting you up, whatever this new moon is bringing forward towards you. Saturn's like, let me help you put some boots to the ground on this thing. Like, let's do this. I'm ready. And he's there helping us create the structures that will sustain us and not burn us out, right? There's a lot of potential for burnout, especially when we go back down to Pluto. But anyways, let's go into Uranus. You remember, I like to call him the rogue entrepreneur. He's in gate 2, running off the G center here. And this is the gate of allowing. Do you feel like you can lean back into the universal hug that says, I got you no matter what, right? Setting intentions and moving solidly towards the fulfillment of that authentic self-expression with complete trust that you are supported in being the full expression of who you are and your life purpose, even if you don't know what the support will look like. And you trust in source, lean in that universal hug. You know, can you live in a state of gratitude and expectance, like it's on the way? I have no idea how or no idea where, but it's on the way. Do you feel like that? Or do you feel like not like that? You know, this is the energy of that gate of allowing. So now let's look at beautiful Neptune in the gate 36. Gate 36 is really helping us to understand what we want to explore. what we want to move into. And you see, it's connected to 35, which is Mars. So are we ready, to tune in, tap in, feel into what we're ready to move forward? So that gate 36, it's about, again, the ability to hold the vision and to sustain it with an aligned emotional frequency. Hello, this emotional frequency thing keeps coming up and coming up and coming up and coming up. If you don't know now that you get to control this emotional frequency, now's the time. Now is the time, friends, that you figure it out and bring the vision into form when the time is right. It's the ability to kind of like stretch the boundaries of the old story, to break free, to break through, to break old patterns, to create miracles with this emotional frequency. What we think about, and so the Venus Code Masterclass was amazing. And I'm going to run another one. So if you are not on my newsletter list, get on it because I'm going to release those dates soon, or follow me on Instagram or Facebook, or stay here until the next video drops with the actual link to the thing. I'm just trying to figure out the days that's going to feel really juicy and good. So what we think about, right? It creates a feeling. That feeling creates a frequency, which creates a calibration, which creates the manifestation. And there is a system and a way that this works and moves through you energetically within your physical body. So paying attention to your thoughts really helps you to understand what feelings are coming up from those thoughts, right? There's a whole process here, but it's very simplistic. And it helps you to understand, all right, well, I'm looking around and I don't like what I see. So if I want to change my environment, I need to start here. And not everybody gets that yet, but you do. So there you go. All right. Pluto is in the gate 60, which is the gate of conservation. We've talked about him 6 ways from Sunday. He is just here, encouraging us to find the blessings in transformation, optimism, to know what to focus on, as opposed to what is not working. What do I focus on that's working as opposed to what's not working? And pour your energy into what is working for you, because this is connected to the adrenal glands. Remember, it's the root. It's this like pulse, impulse, pulse, pulse, pulse to do. If we keep doing the things that aren't working out, we are going to burn ourselves out to a crisp. And this is the majority of folks who don't understand. They're just like throwing all these things out, running around wildly, doing the things when they're forgetting, like, this is what's working. This is what's working. You don't need to work on things that are frustrating or not, making you angry or bitter. If you're feeling like that, take a break, go to what's working and spend your time there, up leveling your frequency, and then go back to the new projects if you're so inclined, right? You'll know when the timing is right. I just want to mention, like, Pluto is there in that gate 60 until April 2024. So this is like quite a bit of time where he's taking us through these mega transformations, teaching us to find the blessing and some of these really hard experiences that we've had. And the reason for that is that he wants you to deeply understand where to focus your energy, how to focus your energy. Is this worthy of your time? Is this not worthy of your time? That's what we're being reworked right now. So if I'm like recapping this energy of this chart, it's like there's a lot of creativity flowing through to us. It's just, we're in this really beautiful place, but we need to dedicate ourselves to a consistent spiritual practice. Like, that is a big, big thing right now. A spiritual practice by the sense of meditation, bringing you into higher consciousness, opening you up to new ideas, new insights, new inspirations, because you may feel stagnant. You may feel a little bit like, nothing is working out. I don't know which way to turn. Well, if you can connect and trust in something bigger than yourself, it reminds you that you're part of the bigger plan. You're a thread in the tapestry of this gorgeous life, this gorgeous cosmic quilt. And how do you want to connect yourself to that? You're not meant to do this alone. And that's what I find most people feel like, I got to do this alone. I'm doing it alone. No one else gets it. If you're here, you're hanging out with people who also get it because they're like, yeah, I get this. I feel this. I know how to put words to it sometimes, but I feel what you're saying, and you're not alone. There are quite a few people who are here, listening to these videos in the DFF. If you're not part of the DFF, I highly recommend you go and join the DFF immediately. You get love notes from me and Voxer. It's like adult walkie-talkies. It's so much fun. It's very easy. I always pull a couple cards for us on the daily. I talk about where Venus is and where the moon is and help you to land what could be moving through you energetically. Ooh, with the moon, like, how do I feel? This is the energy that could be triggering you today. And with Venus, okay, well, here's where we can be more creative, more beautiful, more in flow. Do you want to embrace that energy, or do you want to be like, no, thanks? And if you go, no, thanks, well, then just expect to get what you get. And that's going to be hopefully good enough. Now let's look to the astrology chart, because I love to bring this in together to kind of show you. All right, so this technically happened at 3:34, 3:36 a.m. my time. It's where the moon and the sun are conjunct, and they are in Pisces. So you want to look like, where's my Pisces house? Where is this happening for me? And what house is it in? Because that house is the stage that this event will be playing out on. Okay, you see that Saturn here is also conjunct, but he's in Aquarius still, but he will be moving into Pisces very soon. I believe it's actually on March the 7th, Saturn moves in. And then Pluto is going to be moving from Capricorn into Aquarius also in March. March is going to be a massive month for new transformative experiences where we're going to be like, what's happening? I feel like after March, nothing will ever go back to the way it was. When they said that, 2000, and when the powers that be said that March, the 2023 was going to be bigger energy than 2020, they were lying, because we have two big guys moving into new signs. This is going to like really shake us up in ways that we weren't maybe expecting. But hey, this is part of the beautiful energy of life. This is part of what makes us who we are. So paying attention to these things, because, Pisces is about creativity and about flow and about allowing ourselves to move in new ways that we've never been before. But it can also bring along this energy with it in its highest expression. It's uber creative. It's very sensitive. It's intuitive. It's connected and tuned in and tapped in. But in its lower frequency, it's like anxiety and nervousness and obsessiveness, and it can be illusion and delusion. Right? We already have Neptune in there. Right. And at this new moon, we had Venus at literally like the last degree of Pisces. So there is something here. We got this creative insight, and literally an hour later, she moved into Aries. So she was like, and done. There's a cleaning out, a clearing out. While this is a new moon, there is something here we're releasing before we can make our new starts in Aries season, which will be in March. So know that we're looking at everything that's kind of, okay, what's final here? Maybe with your Venus, it was like, where am I not in my worth? Where am I not in my value? Where am I ready to step it up? But she is conjunct this Neptune. And remember, I was just mentioning that illusion and delusion. So if you let yourself spiral out of control and into the place that nothing is working out, I am not where I want to be, and you start to feel depressed, anxious, nervous, all of those things where you're spiraling down, you want to catch it while it's happening so that you can rejig your emotional frequency back into creativity. So I like to think of, I've made a mantra for Pisces season. It is, don't escape, create. So allow yourself the time when you feel yourself spinning down, don't go into emotional eating if you can catch yourself. Don't overdrink. Don't try to escape from what is being presented to you, because there is something here for you to work with and transform, right? There's a transformation that's happening. So I also want to make sure Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So Venus is exalted in Pisces, and Neptune, one of the rulers. Let me be specific. One of the rulers of Pisces. Okay. So what does that mean? It's like this new moon is a very beautiful energy. It's a very abundant, beautiful, and loving energy with Venus there. And it's also giving us these spiritual breakthroughs with Neptune being there. This awareness of our spirituality. Hence why I'm harping on the spiritual component when we look at the human design, because there is this pull call need for us to secure ourselves within ourselves, so we do not need to escape somewhere else, when things are like this, that we can kind of come in, quiet down, get peaceful, get centered, get grounded, and then emerge. We're slowing down in this season, because it's like, okay, well, what do we need to clear out? Go for your baths, do the massages. This is the time to restore your energy before we move into Aries season, because when we move into season, it's going to get fiery, it's going to get fast, it's going to be like boom, 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 boom. We've been waiting for this, right? All planets are direct, this. We've been talking about the movement forward, but we've been working towards it. The astrological new year starts in March with Aries season. So that's when things are going to get picking up and really going. Okay. So I wanted to also mention that Saturn is at the critical degrees. Okay. So last couple degrees of a sign is always very critical. And especially when we're looking at Saturn, right? There is this, with this new moon, there's new beginnings energy and surges of energy. We're getting surges, which can kind of feel like it's short-circuiting our systems a little bit, and there's a momentum building. You can feel this momentum building. So it's almost like the next new moon will be the full-on initiator. We've been working up to it. And I feel like when it comes, it's just going to be like a boom, here we go. So prepare yourself, ground in, using that power of Saturn with this new moon to build the structures necessary to support you and sustain you before it's like the rocket boosters go on. We've been moving faster, but now we're going to get like the rocket boosters, which are going to really like flush you forward. I don't even know what that means, but it just came out and sounds like interesting. All right. Feeling is everything. How do you feel, in this energy? That is important. That is everything. Okay. And really watching what actions you're getting absorbed into, because with this Saturn, Saturn rules the 10th house, rules achievements. So we're going to be able to achieve all of the things, that we desire and that we're emotionally aligned with and connected with. So be aware of what you're thinking about, what you're moving forward, what you want to structure and add order to. And I feel like there will be an unlimited creativity that opens up. It's opening up for all of us. And that Saturn's going to help us put the structure to those dreams, to those creative projects we want to be working on. This is an excellent time to clear out the clutter, make some space. Okay. Mars is going to be trining Mercury. So when we look to Mars, he's over here at 15 degrees. And then we look for Mercury, who's over here at 12 degrees in Aquarius. Air signs, friends, air signs, which means you may be overactive in your mind and imagination. You may want to get things moving forward, but it feels like you're running. It's like your wheels are spinning, but you're not actually moving anywhere. And that's this energy. So if you start to feel like there's new ideas coming in, but there's this element of a nervousness, that's that Mercury squaring Uranus. So Mercury here is also making a square to Uranus. And remember, Uranus is always shaking things up so we can break free, right? So he's kind of holding back that Mars, like this energy is holding back this Mars moving forward. which can create nervousness. It can create anxiety. So watch your impatience, because you may feel very like, why isn't this happening? Well, we're working towards it, right? We're just laying this, we're still laying the groundwork. Get it right. Get it right and tight before you move it forward. All right. Venus is going to be sextiling Pluto. So when we look at Venus, we're like, okay, where's Pluto? He's over here, right? They're making this little sextile. And this is about love, passion, magic, romance, beauty, creativity, really uncovering deep creativity, because Pluto is taking us deep. He's showing us something here, showing us something about how creative we could be. If you put something on the back burner, if you put something on the shelf, he's showing you how to excavate what you've buried deep within yourself. So there is an excavation happening here. And remember, Saturn is going to help us put this whole thing together. It's a beautiful energy. So Pisces can undo some things with that illusion and delusion if that's coming forward. So be aware of that. Be aware of that undoing energy. Like, focus on what's working as opposed to what is not working. Utilize the power of this creative energy. Use the hashtag, don't escape, create. And now, lastly, I just want to mention that Jupiter and Chiron are hanging out here in Aries. There is this self-healing happening. It is very important that you keep your mind focused on, or your energy focused on, what is working as opposed to what's not working. But if something comes up for you to look at, to deal with, to face it with this, benefic, positive energy and mindset that this is all working out for my greatest and highest good. I had to go through this thing to get where I'm going, and allow yourself to stay connected to your heart fire, because your heart fire is trailing right along saying, I'm here for you. I got you. Let's do this thing. Like this thing we've been kind of avoiding or scared to do. Let's go do it. Let's go do it. All right. We're all done for today. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you who want to jet out now, peace out. Thank you so much. For those of you who want a little card action, let me pull a couple of cards to see if there is anything else that you need to know about this beautiful, juicy, initiating new moon. What else is going on? What else to know? Actually, let me stop the share and come at you here full on. I'm working on, up-leveling some video stuff, working on it. So I downloaded Premiere Pro, and I'm going to start editing with the Adobe Premiere Pro to up-level my YouTube videos for you, so that I'm not just a talking head, but I'm a talking head from many angles. All right, here we go. What are our cards? Solar plexus, chakra, your personal power, your personal will, your ability to commit yourself to the things. Be happy now. So if you're feeling like this isn't working, this sucks, what is working? What does feel good? That's the energy, like switching it up and listening to guidance. In order to listen to guidance, you need to find a way to connect, tune in, tap in to your spiritual practice. So if that doesn't confirm to you, you need some kind of a practice. I don't know how many ways I can tell you that. I am, again, grateful for your time, your energy, and your love. Thank you for being here. I will put the links below for the DFF if you want to join in, which I highly recommend you do. And then the Venus code will be coming back again. I'm also going to be launching the energy upgrade. So if you've been wanting to figure out how to up-level your frequency, it's coming, my friends. It is coming. So if you want to learn more about your human design, I'm also going to link the course below. Thank you again so much for being here. Take care, everyone. Happy new moon vibes, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye.